There we go. I had to find my unmute button. Welcome back. It's been a hot minute. It's been oh gosh, it's been almost 2 months with the closing in on the end of the THL season with some issues we had at the end, and then just the off season and whatnot. We've been gone for a little bit, and we're already getting points rolling in. Look at that. But we are back. Saloon is back for approximately 69. I think 69 days ago is good enough. Wow. All right. Diamond's starting off strong with these points. We haven't even started the show, really. But yeah, we're back. Season 3. Last season's winner was Corridon, who had the most season winnings, or show wins out of everybody in the season. So he will get to keep his nice little fiery crown for the rest of this season, and then we will have a new one starting our next show, which will be 2 weeks from today, because we rotate with oh my god, Maniac Mondays. Thank you so much. Point up. Just kidding. Thank you for the subscribes, Ufric and Donde. But speaking of Donde, you know what? Since you subbed, why don't you unmute yourself and you can be first off the list.
Hey everybody.
Wow, exciting. Thank you so much, Donde. Hey, let's see if Ron can do better than that.
Y'all know me. Still same old G.
No, shush. You had your chance. Ron?
Hey, well, I did win the last time that we had a saloon. No crown. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need the crown. I'll just take it again tonight.
Hey, you know what? You won, but it was your only win of the season. So.
What's that? I only heard the first part, and then I blacked out. You won. Okay, cool.
Sweet. Only win of the season. Only one. Sorry. Corridon won twice. He won once. 2 is bigger than 1. Geranium.
I do have to unmute for that. Yeah, I'm very excited to play today. I think that a win for me today will be very, very hard. Maybe even harder than Diamond.
All right. Diamond, would you like to comment on your hardness?
I can't. Diamond jokes I can't deal with. But no, I'm excited to be on again. I was on last time with Ron. He beat me in the finals. And each time I've done better. Like I went from the worst to the finals, so maybe I'll win today. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back.
I mean, you can only get better, right? Except for Ron. His win percentage is pretty low considering the amount of times he's been on the show. All right. Yes, thumbs up. Let's you know what? We're not going to waste any time. We're talking nerfs tonight. We're talking lots of nerfs. Considering the amount we had. So give me 1 second. Let's fix a couple of things on the screen here, and we will get the ball rolling. We will start. Thanks, Ted. Big Ted. Sorry for the resub. Let's get the ball rolling. We're starting off not so strong for Ron, -1, and strong for Diamond, +2. We're just now starting the show. Don't blame this one on me, guys. This one's all chat. So let's start Geranium, make our way clockwise. Geranium, Ron, Donde, and Diamond. Let's talk nerfs for a bit. We got nerfs and THL tonight. That's it. We got nerf questions and THL questions tonight. So let's get right into it. Geranium, first question. Not really a question. Initial nerf reactions. Tell me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts and plops.
Well, as a perennial Demon Hunter hater, I love the Il'gynoth nerf. Get rid of one of the 2 Demon Hunter decks. However, I'm not entirely sure that nerf was enough. Il'gynoth is now looking kind of beefy as a 4/8, which means it's going to live around and start just dealing 4, dealing 8 when it attacks. It's an OTK. It's not as degenerate as it was before, but Demon Hunter's not out of it, and I don't like that.
All right, Ron?
I'm pretty happy with how these nerfs came out. I mean, they did a lot of them, and it was kind of important to do a lot of them because the meta was very, very finely balanced, where if you nudge one thing, then another thing might just go nuts and take over. So in Canner's Flow, oh my god, was that overdue? And it finally happened. And from 2 to 3 is a really big deal. Mage is gonna have a lot harder time, being as good as it was, which was pretty overtuned. The OTK Demon Hunter with the new quest was absurd, and it was pulling off, like a lot more turn 5 and 6 lethals than we should ever see, which was crazy. And now that pretty much can't happen with the Il'gynoth nerf, which I'm also kind of excited about opening up like a new possibility of actually using Il'gynoth as some kind of tempo card, which would be kind of cool in non-OTK Demon Hunter decks. The Dark Glare nerf is really nice for how much it's been plaguing Wild since forever. Battlemaster and Conviction were huge for Paladin, although Paladin kind of got murdered. At least you don't see like the turn 5 or turn 6, Battlemaster Conviction play, depending on whether or not you played Cario. Like that can't really happen anymore, and it makes Paladin a lot worse. They reduce the power level of Hunter and Shaman, and the Flesh Giant got one extra tick too. Like all of these things were right on the edge of really getting out of control, and I think they did a good job just kind of collectively bringing down the power level of the worst offenders. I'm a little sad about Kolkar and Hunter, but overall, I think they did a really good job. I support it, and I'm looking forward to the new meta that we see.
All right, Dundee, do you support it?
I do. I absolutely do. My initial reaction was just elation at seeing Il'gynoth, like Ron said, not I guess murdered completely, but the deck in which he currently demonizes. No pun intended. He's not really a demon, but you know what I mean. Demonizes the ladder is kind of gone at this point, at least in its current form. I mean, it's still possible to do things with discounts, but you really have to reach for it, and that's much more balanced. I think anytime a deck can really pop off at 6 as a combo deck, like consistently, it's pretty apparent it needs to be nerfed in some capacity. Obviously, Il'gynoth was the nerf there. Incanter's Flow was necessary. I didn't know how they were going to nerf it, but we knew it was going to get nerfed, so that's not really shocking. And a good decision to nerf Battlemaster. Neutral cards that are of ridiculous power level tend to be the ones that shape the meta the quickest, and we saw that in both the Delete Warlock and the Paladin that Ron mentioned. But yeah, I mean, all across the board, I don't think they were too heavy-handed with the nerfs. I think it was just like gentle nudges to try and keep everything in balance. But that's the tough thing when you nerf this many cards, is a lot of the nerfs tend to be chain reactions. So if you nerf one thing, something gets out of control. So it looks like they try to figure out what in order, like if we nerf this, then this will get out of control. If we don't nerf this, then this will get out of control. So I think trying to hit a little bit of everything is going to shift the meta pretty drastically, more so than we expect. But I think it needed to be done just for the sanity of everybody. I will say, though, I liked that meta better than the end of the previous meta, regardless of the nerfs. So, yeah, we'll have to see how it shakes out for THL as well.
Yeah, I was quite enjoying that meta, to be honest. I do feel some of those oppressive decks, but I was still enjoying it. Diamond.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy overall with the nerfs, as everyone's saying Il'gynoth dying, end quote, or the OTKDH. I didn't mind the OTKDH. I was kind of learning it recently, so I'm kind of bummed it's not going to be as good as it was, but that's fine. It was kind of terrorizing the ladder. I think especially the giant nerf is interesting, because I know a lot of people were saying it to go to 10, but I know a lot of the wild people, then it would still go in even lock, so that's probably why they moved it to 9. So they are thinking about wild as well, it seems like, with these nerfs, which is cool. Along with, I don't know if Battlemaster's hit enough though, honestly. Like, that card still seems really good. And I was like, I don't know about that one. But yeah, Flow to 3, I think I've been playing Mage like all expansion, and I think that's very warranted. I don't know if it necessarily kills the deck, but it definitely like makes your BS potential way lower. Along with actually before the nerfs came out, I was with some friends and I predicted that the Granite Forgeborn was gonna get nerfed. I don't know if it really matters. I mean, it's not a Yeti anymore, but I think it's like one of the more nutty cards, because I guess you had a Yeti on turn 2 because you go Kindling Coin Yeti. So it's still a 4/4 on turn 2, but yeah, overall really happy. And Conviction, the 2 gets rid of Odd Paladin. So that's cool.
All right.
My wild players are slowly influencing me, Mako. I'll be the wild person today.
Well, we got a hell of a wild question at the end of the show, so hopefully you make it so you can be on that part. Let's move on to talking some specific post nerf questions and predictions. Now, if we got our initial reactions out of the way, and I want to talk about quest lines as a whole here. Let's go back in reverse. Diamond, Donde, Ron, Geranium. So pick it right back up where you left off, Diamond. But let's talk quest lines. I want to know from you which quest line that we will see the biggest improvement from post nerf here.
Do you mean like which one will be played more, or?
Diamond, let's talk about which quest line will see the biggest improvement post nerf here.
Oh, I don't. Oh, Jesus. What is?
I feel like this is a pretty straightforward, easy question to talk about here. You don't have to dig too deep into this wording. Improvements. Take it however you want to take it. I'm not gonna be too harsh on you.
English is hard for me. Anyways, I think the Druid questline will improve the most. There's my spice take of the show, because Druid was already seeing play a bit, and I think it will see some more play because Warlock, the Stealer Lock, is still good. So I think that's something that could be good against that deck. Since if you deal a bunch of damage to their face, they can't do bullshit. So that's what I think we'll see the most improvement, because I think the Warlock questline is still the best after the nerfs. So that's where I got tripped up there. But Druid questline will be the biggest improvement.
Okay, all right, there we go. We did good. Donde.
I don't necessarily disagree that I do think the Druid questline is going to improve. I don't know if it'll be the biggest. Honestly, the biggest might be, I would say, like, probably the quest, the Find the Imposter. It was already pretty good, and Rogue was one of the few classes that didn't get really any sort of nerf. I mean, like, the Battle Master got nerfed, and that's been in the quest Rogue, but I don't think that really changes the game plan of the deck too much. It's still doable with everything that you have, and you put out enough pressure with the quest and playing all the SI7 cards that you're still going to be able to get there and do what you want to do. It's a good deck that I think will ascend to either like tier 1 or like a really high tier 2. I think some of the ones that were on the fringe, like something like I don't want to say Quest Shaman's on the fringe, but like it might have a little bit more time to do what it needs to do. That might be another one, but I would say Quest Rogue is probably the pick at the moment.
All right. If you're wondering why you didn't move anywhere, you can blame that on Sunday. Ron.
Oh no.
Oh, this is fun. Not only do I get to completely disagree with Donde, but I also get to pick up on something that he said and go in on it further. I think it's definitely Shaman. I think Shaman improves dramatically post nerf because Questline Shaman didn't have any of its cards hit, and it was already borderline breaking a lot of the game, especially in like Master Sword qualifiers and on High Legend Ladder. Like Questline Shaman does some seriously insane things, and it doesn't care at all about a 4-mana 4/5 getting nerfed. It didn't run that card anyway. It was going in on overload stuff, and it does some crazy things. And you know what it really didn't like to face? A giant on turn 4, or a Battle Master Conviction killing it way before it could get its stuff online, um, or Mage going completely nuts, discounting X super fast to where it couldn't do anything. So Questline Shaman loses 0 cards and sees effectively almost every single other class that was a significant threat get hit. And Questline Rogue, while it didn't get any hits necessarily, it got a major hit in the fact that Hand Buff Paladin got super hard countered by Rogue. Questline Rogue was like the hardest counter for Paladins. And with Paladin getting essentially a double nerf with the Wind Fury guy, the Battle Master, and Conviction, Paladin's population decreases, therefore Rogue gets to worse just with the population of decks that it's facing going forward. So, A, Questline Shaman is going to be great, and B, Donde, you're wrong. On to the next.
Wow.
May I rebut?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I don't disagree with, obviously, Shaman is good, and I think that that's going to be proven. But you're focusing on the best matchup for Quest Rogue, but the worst matchups for Quest Rogue also are getting hit too. So things like Face Hunter, that was really, really bad for Quest Rogue, takes a big hit with the Kolkar nerf. I mean, I guess it's not humongous, but it's enough that it's probably going to decrease the population of Face Hunter by at least a little bit. Quest Mage also, was a problem for Quest Rogue, and that's going to get hit by Incanter Slow being moved to 3. Yeah, it's not an entirely guaranteed thing. I mean, you can still hit Incanters into Incanters, but at least it should decrease the win rate substantially enough that Quest Rogue will see a pretty strong improvement even with Paladin being deleted.
Good thoughts. Good thoughts. Drainier.
Fair enough. I mainly just wanted to tell you you're wrong.
That's fair. I can respect it.
And I'm going to actually tell Ron that he's wrong.
Yeah.
Because Quest Shaman is already a very good deck. It doesn't see any improvement in this meta because it already has a 60% win rate into Shaman, it has a 60% win rate into Paladin, it has a 60% win rate into Hunter. Like, it is 60 to 70% win rates all across the board. The only improvement that it's going to see is in the play rate. So, sure, improvement if you're going by just how much do you see it on ladder. Yes, Quest Shaman will see the biggest improvement because it's around like a 2%, 3% deck, and it'll probably go to like 10%. But if you actually want to go for biggest improvement, I think that the Quest Druid is going to see the biggest improvement. Quest Rogue, as we said, has sort of the mixture of the gaining and losing the different matchups that it'll be very good against and very bad against. I think it just sort of evens out to be just sort of okay. But the Quest Druid, however, is going to be able to get all of the armor. It's going to be able to deal all of the damage. It's going to be able to get those extra turns in order to play its Panther on curve. It's going to be able to deal with the early stuff that the Quest Shaman puts out, and it's going to be able to actually copy its quest reward. Dude, copying Guff and playing Guff multiple times in the same turn is so much damage. It is insane. I think that Quest Druid with a few extra turns gets there.
All right, so we got 2 Quest Druids, 1 Quest Rogue, and 0 Quest Priests. I don't think chat's very happy about that. They were all along the Quest Priest train in here. Let's take a little break from Nerfs. We'll come back to them in our face of trade, but I want to talk about THL just for a second. And I want to start off talking about Legacy. We're at 24 teams. This is our second 24 team season in THL history, both being Legacy. And with this being week 2 starting, I think this is the perfect time to break out those bold ass predictions. So let's go with Ron to start here. Ron, what is your big bold prediction for this season in Legacy that could not possibly never not be wrong?
Oh, wow.
You know it. I mean, you know that these are right? They're bold, but they're true.
Biggest, boldest prediction. Okay. What's bolder than calling the champion right now?
Shit.
All
Fuck, let's do
pros
it.
Missing. They win the whole thing. This team is nuts. Avi in the 1, Cheesy 10 making his triumphant return to THL in the 2. I'm not just saying this because of Cherub and Chewbacca, because I want to just throw a little curse their way just for fun. But this team is really, really good, and I got a lot of faith in them. I think they are going to be incredibly strong, and they are my pick to win the entire thing. Just like you look at win percentages for the top 2 seeds, and they're just bonkers, like crazy good in those top 2. Bone Matcher, I think, a really strong underrated player in the 3, and Charp and Chewbacca are underseeded. They're both like regular legend players. Charp sometimes a high legend player in the 4 seed, and Chew in the 5. I mean, he regularly wins All Stars every season he plays in the 5. So show me a team that can really hang with this one. They're going all the way.
All right. Donde.
Ron's bold prediction is that a team from the free conference will win it all. How bold can that really be? That's not even close to being bold. Let me, drop the boldest prediction. I don't even think this is going to get topped from here on out.
Drop it like it's hot.
So, for those who saw the upset of the week, most likely the season, in the Gold Conference, was Darkside taking on Nails in the 2 seed and winning 3-0. So first of all, Darkside, shout out to you, my friend. That's a hell of a job. But here's my bold prediction. Darkside will be the 1 seed of that team by the end of the season, and he will have a winning record. He will have a winning record because he'll have to get up to the 1 seed, and then he'll hold on to it. That is the bold prediction.
All right. Wow. Let's go to Diamond.
I don't know if it's a hot take, but I think you're probably right. I would agree with you there, Don. Imagine Nails. Come on, man. You're 0-3. You're trying to qualify for MPs. Hot take. I'm going to hop on the SPG train. I don't think they're finishing dead last, even though they have the lowest PR team I've ever seen with 250s, and I think someone in the 150s in their 3 seed. So I don't think they're going to finish dead last. And I think it's going to be a Justin and not Justin finals, because it's just written in the stars. Like, come on. It has to happen. It's like Shed Knife last season. Come on.
Don't we have a is Redfish and Bluefish in Legacy as well?
Yes.
Yes.
2 different conferences.
So that could also happen. That could be the finals or the semifinals. You know,
So we Redfish and Bluefish are taking on Justin and not Justin.
and that there
And
it
the
is. It has
ultimate disappointment is when one of each wins, right? And we get Redfish versus not Justin. Who's left? Geranium.
Of course, I am last for the second question in a row. So my hot take is not about the sort of last place team. I think more so about one of the highest contenders in Silver Squad. It is Amber Flight Gaming that Ron is on. Sorry, Ron. My hot take is that your 4 and 5 seed will be the reason that you guys have any chance. That Dr. Fuchs and Sakura are going to carry Ron Mexico and Itachi and probably even Neji Boston to victory, despite the fact that they are such lower PR than everyone else.
All right.
Ron, you're on a downward swing. Itachi has his kids to worry about. That is it. Sorry.
Ron, you got any thoughts on that? You're just gonna let that one go.
I'm just gonna let it go.
All right.
I mean, he's kind of right. I'm on the downward swing. I need to actually win before I can say something.
All right. There you go. There you have it. We have one more question in the mulligan phase before we move on to phase of trade. And our last question is a fun question. And I want to hear about, we talk a lot about, some good names and logos each season, because we always have some standouts. And we looking through them this season, I was noticing a significantly larger amount of standout names and logos compared to previous seasons. So I want you four to tell me the best name or logo this season, and I want you to really go to bat for this. I want you to die on this hill. This is the best fucking name in THL, and you will not let anyone say otherwise. And let's start with Geranium, because he was bitching about going last for 2 times in a row.
I'm not complaining about going last. I'm saying it's maybe unfair for the other competitors.
Yeah, sure, bud.
But I think I think you get more time to think, and I think it's better to go last. But anyways, I think the best name and logo combination probably has to go to anyone playing Maestra, which is the team that has the Find the Imposter Among Us, and it has all the different hero skins because, of course, Maestra is not being played; it's banned. I would also like to submit a better, like a cleaner logo. This is my. I just want to point out the quality that is put into Bash Bros logo. Bash Bros logo has such fine detail. Like it looks so much like a Smash screen. Everything is very cleanly polished. The clouds are like you can see through them a little bit. It's really, really well done. Bash Bros not the best name, but the cleanest logo.
All right. I asked this man to go to bat for one single thing, and he decided he was going to play two sides. Donde?
Okay, so there's only two logos this season that I just couldn't stop laughing at, and one of them was one of my own. So I'm not going to pick that because that's just copping out. But I will say shout out to Jammies on the Don Daith logo. It is ridiculously good, and I laughed for like 3 days every time I saw it. But there's only one logo that when I got it, I posted, and you know Mako because I posted it in board chat, that I saw it, that I just immediately started laughing, and I loved it. And I'm going to shout out Diamond because the Road to 1K logo and the name combined is perfect, and I love it, and it made me laugh solid for like 2 days. I think I just knocked Diamond out of his chair. I don't know. It's a great logo, and it's a great story. It's clean. It's the sock ping is perfect. It just encapsulates everything good about logos. Love it.
All right, you know what? Let's follow that up with Diamond.
I think I stole his pick. I'm gonna be honest.
So my pick, they have previously been said, but it is the @Diamond logo. You know, I think why it's the best because it gets the most reactions out of people. Clearly, I'm already being pinged by CMAC, and even this past week, I don't know how many times I got pinged in congratulations by Rabob. I think it was like 4 or 5 times. There's like GG Diamond about @Diamond. I was like, but yeah, I really like the logo, the sock thing, as Donde said, because @Diamond is just it's a classic. Really, it's been around. I got pinged so much I had to tell people to stop pinging me because I was at school and people were like, "Why is your phone buzzing? Are you popular?" No, I just get pinged a lot in the Hearthstone community server because that's how it goes. And then also the road to 1K because if anyone doesn't know, it's the road to 1K pings in THL, and I'm pretty sure I have more pings than our hat now and app board member. I can confidently say that now. So
Yeah, I probably would agree with you before this last season, but everyone decided they were going to start pinging us for every little minor detail this past season.
Hey
and
Mako,
this
can
season,
I get
so.
a class wipe submission or?
You want to ping me and ask me a question about your sub 4 weeks from now?
Yeah, I will.
Last one, Ron.
Man, when my pick gets taken, usually I scramble to come up with something different and just like go in on a different topic or whatever it is, but I actually just can't in this one. I was hoping I'd go before Diamond. I was hoping Donde wouldn't say Diamond, but honestly, it just I can't. My heart wouldn't be in it to pick anything else. It's Diamond's team. It's awesome. I love the story. The sock ping, like it's amazing. The road to 1K with like the just it's so perfect. I probably would have picked this over Shed Ape last season if this had come up last season. You know, nice little honorable mention CMAC to Bread Ape, which is fun, but like my heart's not gonna be in it if I went with something different. I don't care about missing out on the points on this one. It's definitely Diamond's road to 1K. It's awesome.
All right. Well, going into Face or Trade, we have a lovely little 4-way tie. Thanks to points being given and taketh away from our little chat here. So, 7s across the board, basically starting from scratch going into these next questions. We have 2 Face or Trade questions. Reminder how this works. They are asked to go face or to trade based on each statement. Face meaning that they agree, trade meaning that they disagree with the statement that I provide them. We have 2 face or trade questions before we move into our duel round, which is where we will eliminate our bottom 2 points earners. Let's see. You've all gone first so far, so I'm just gonna, I'll just throw shit at the wall. We'll start with Diamonds since his logo got picked 3 times last round. Diamonds, face or trade? Let's get right into it. Let's talk control decks. Control will see a comeback post nerf.
God. Face. Control will see a comeback post nerf in last year's standing because that's where you would want a control deck. You know? No, I actually can back this answer up because Face Hunter, Shaman, you bring those decks to try to beat up on Warlock, then how are you going to beat those decks? You know, bring a Control Warrior. Will it work out? I mean, you can ask Milo how that went last week in Hero. It didn't work well for Milo. But, you know, other control decks exist. Everyone in chat wants Quest Priest to be a thing. I don't know if I want Quest Priest to be a thing, but I guess it's a control deck better than the aggro Shadow Priest that's coming. But yeah, I think some sort of control. I don't know if Fresh Warrior counts. Not really, but you controlled the board. That's my stretch there, but that's kind of it. So yeah,
Alright.
it will come back.
All right. Geranium sounded like in the chat he was itching to answer here, so we'll let him go next.
This is a very easy trade. Control, unfortunately, still has to deal with a lot of the combo, and when combo has a certain percentage in the meta, then Control just can't find a foothold. This is not even a question of like, is Quest Mage going to be gone? Is OTKDH going to be gone? This is a question of, are quests still going to be run? Yes, quests are still going to be run. Okay, people are comboing out with Quest Shaman. People are going to be comboing out even with Quest Priest. I would say Quest Priest is more of a combo deck than a control deck, and that's going to just, sorry, you can't go long. You just end the game before it's possible. So, in the realm of ladder for sure, control is dead in the water. In the realm of THL, it's possible you can trick your opponent into going all aggro, and then you can bring all control. And even then, a lot of the aggro decks can just sort of make it so you don't have the answer. They can beat you before you get to your turn 7 Soul Mirror. So there's really, I think, just no place for control right now. Trade.
All right, let's move it to Ron.
I mean, it's right there in the wording of the question. We're going face. You know we're going face. Now, I wouldn't love to see Control make like a significant comeback like it was in the last meta, and I don't think that it will to that extent. But I mean, Control will see a comeback compared to where it was before the nerfs happened. Absolutely, it will. It's going to become increasingly more and more viable. There's more things that are starting to settle in, and you can kind of figure out what you need to play in counter to and how you need to build your deck in order to answer some of those things that are happening. The fact that Mage got slower, that OTK Demon Hunter got slower, there's a lot of quest lines that aren't really like just hard play for a specific combo win condition at the end of the game. If you're consistently staying out of range like control decks regularly do, then you have a solid chance of not just getting completely blown out by those decks. And the very, very important thing is you have more time now. All of the control decks that were trying to exist up until this point didn't get any kind of nerfs whatsoever. They saw all of their competition get weaker. So there's going to be people that are trying out some options. There's going to be a lot of different things that you can experiment with. And as the meta settles in more and more, based off of what we see now and what works now, the longer any meta goes on, the more that control can have a place to succeed. It's a full archetype, and to say that it's like completely dead, just because of like the introduction of all these cards in this set, uh, after nerfs hit and kind of tuned the power level more. I mean, we'd probably see more nerfs if control was still dead, but I don't think it is. I think 8 nerfs, none of them hitting any control decks, is going to be enough to give it a comeback. And I mean, I've already seen like Master Store qualifier lineups where Control Priest is actually, Control Warrior is being run. And like, is this a question of ladder in general or THL meta or just a broad overarching question? Because when there are bans involved, absolutely you can construct a lineup in such a way that you can find a way to win with it. It's coming back for sure. Face.
All right, Donde.
Yeah, there's definitely some truth to both sides of the coin here. But in the broad sense of will it make a comeback? Yeah, face. It, like Ron said, things that were not control got nerfed. The combo cards got nerfed. It's going to be a comeback in the barest sense of the word, because yes, it will get slightly better. And yes, as Ron pointed out, and as you can look in the No Pros Here meta report from the most recent lineups in the Masters Tour qualifiers, yeah, there was some Control Priest, there was some Control Warrior, but like, let's be honest, Control Priest with the quest is never going to be a thing. It's just too slow. At least not in this meta, that's for sure. It's just too slow. But you can still potentially play like a Control Priest in the same vein as the Control Priest was with lots of generation. I know that's been nerfed too, but that's still a possibility. And yeah, that type of stuff will come back and see play. And as Diamond said in last year's standing, you can hard counter something with a control deck. It doesn't have to win more than one game. It can just win its one, be its counter, and be done. So yeah, it'll have a place. It'll come back, but overall, it's still going to be far dwarfed by all the other archetypes, at least the main archetypes that we see on a regular basis.
All right, we have one final question in Face of Trade before we eliminate 2 people from contention tonight. Geranium, Ron are in the lead with 11, Donde with 10, and then Diamond with 8. Diamond, would you rather go first or last here?
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I said last. Sorry, my mic cut out.
Last. All right. Let's just go clockwise. Geranium, you're starting off. We're gonna talk OTK DH. Now, you guys talked about it at the top of the show. Talked about it quite a bit, so I was a little worried you're gonna touch some of the territory for this question. But we're gonna bring it back up here because it's been a deck that's been around for a couple expansions now. So Geranium, Face of Trade. OTK DH was hit too hard to be a competitive deck post nerf.
Okay, so OTKDH, we need to sort of talk about how it can combo ever again. So because we've now nerfed the Il'gynoth to 6, that means that the Moarg needs to be discounted down to 0, which means we can't run it in just the quest DH. We need to now include also the 4/4s that discount the demons, which means we need to pollute our deck with that, which means we also need to weaken our deck against some other classes, because we're instead of including some of the draw to make ourselves faster, we now have to include these 4/4 minions that don't do anything for our game plan. And then even then, if we discount a Moarg down to 0, we then still have to probably discount other Moargs with the quest. So that way we can get it down to maybe an 8 mana combo is probably where we need to eventually reach. But it just seems like there's too many moving pieces, and because there's too many moving pieces, this is seeming a lot more like a quest paladin or a quest hunter or a quest priest, where there's too much stuff that needs to get moving, and you're not actually going to see it all mesh together. And so yes, sorry, this is a face or trade question. I am going to go face, of course, and say that that OTKDH is gone. However, Tempo DH with the Il'gynoth may still be there.
All right, Ron.
Oh, why'd you gotta phrase it this way? I want to say face, but I'm not gonna say face. I gotta trade. I gotta trade on this. OTKDH is not gonna be leaving. There are too many extremely high level pros that love this deck, that play it a ton. Questline Demon Hunter with OTK was so strong, so absurdly strong, that they stopped running Skull. You know what helps with a lot of discounts? Skull. All right, and there's going to be some other possible changes that we need to make, to make the deck successful. Maybe you just need to structure your quest line a little bit more and not be like as haphazard with some of the discounts. But when you're drawing and you have the choice to draw that 4th card or that 5th card that's going to discount all the cards in your hand, well, if you're not holding Il'gynoth or a Moarg or another really important combo piece, then you're going to have to wait until you can draw that and guarantee the discount. But it still has a ridiculous amount of healing and control tools with, Moarg lifesteal clears, and with the Arcanist and the like the the full board clear that you can get off of Immolation Aura. Like there's a makes it survive and beat a lot of decks just on the fact that they clear their stuff a whole lot. Yeah, it got a lot slower, which was really important because that deck was insanely broken, and now it's less insanely broken. But I mean, it's not gonna just disappear. Uh, it might disappear for a week or two while people are trying to optimize the list again, but it's coming back and it will be competitive because it is a crazy win con. How much damage have you seen like maximum this deck do? Like 100 something? 150 something? Like it's completely ridiculous. And you line it up in a different way, you build your deck a different way, but the pieces are still there. Il'gynoth costs 2 more. That's it. That's the only thing mana cost that happened to your deck. Il'gynoth costs 2 more. Okay, but how many times have you seen 0 mana Moarg, 0 mana Moarg, 0 mana Moarg, Il'gynoth float 5 mana and win the game? Like it's a thing that happens, and it happens more often than I think I'd like to admit. This deck will still be back. I'm just happy that it's not as powerful. But to say that it won't be competitive anymore, I think it's an overreaction.
All right. Donde.
We're going face, and let me be the first to say, thank God this deck will not be competitive post nerf. It was hit too hard to be competitive, and that is a good thing. I disagree with Ron. I do think that there was the card that makes the whole thing go is Il'gynoth. Obviously, without Il'gynoth, you don't get the combo, and it's just been pulverized into the ground. Its stats at a 4-8 do not matter. If you're playing it like that, you're not playing an OTK deck anymore. You're playing like a control deck with like an alternate win condition finisher, and that's a different deck. So yeah, you still can get the combo. You can hit all the right cards in the right order to get the discounts that you need to still do the crazy things you want to do. That doesn't make it competitive. And Ron brought up, yeah, we're going to see some pros probably try it out, play it over the next few weeks, and still like it. But I think what they'll slowly realize, or maybe even quickly realize, is that it's not really fun or intuitive for somebody who's that skilled at the game to sit there and rely on drawing exactly the right cards at exactly the right time in exactly the right order, taking all the agency away from you as a player. If you're just sitting there saying, boy, I hope Il'gynoth isn't in my opening hand so I can actually get a discount on him, like, that's not something that a pro player wants to put their faith in as a deck that's going to keep bringing them back. Like, Grandmaster's not going to want to play a deck that has that high variance when they can play a deck that they can actually have agency and negotiate around. And then Ron brought up, yeah, well, it'll have control tools. Well, we just talked about how control is probably still not that great in this meta. And yeah, the control tools are there, but they haven't changed at all. And if they weren't strong enough to stop like super aggressive decks then, they're not going to be strong enough to stop super aggressive decks now. And everything in the combo got slower. So yeah, I think it's unfortunate for those who love the deck, but I will not be sad to see it go. And yeah, it's hit too hard. Thankfully, this thing got knocked out of the park. See you later, Il'gynoth. It's been real, but it ain't been fun.
All right, Diamond.
Yeah, it's actually time to talk a lot. All right. First of all, it's a trade. This deck will still exist. It will make Donde mad. It will make Darkside mad. We're gonna see some molding in the THL general chat because that's what this deck does. Now, as Ron said, the only thing that's changed is that it's increased by 2. However, Moarg off Curtis costs 0. Arcanist costs 0. Like everything else, you could hypothetically still kill on turn 6 with this deck if you get the nuts. And isn't that what Hearthstone is? Like Donde was talking about, agency and drawing cards. Monsanto played a priest with insight and a Lucia's the only minion. Do you think he was like there like, I drew a Lucia, it's not 1 mana? Like, no! Like, that's what Hearthstone is. We've had to deal with so many dumb decks that are good if you don't draw stuff. Like, even the 6 demon Warlock, it's like, my Warlocks are discounted. Like, boo. Like, that's But no, this deck will still be fine. There will be people, his name is Frozen specifically, he's the person who made this deck good, because I don't know if OTH was good, then it was garbage. Frozen was the one who was the try-hard, streaming 12 hours a day, made the deck good again, and now the questline, go ahead and like even up here. and now it's probably like down here still. So it'll still be fine. And I think it will be able to OTK. And off Curtis, I guess that's what it's gonna be now. You can't OTK before Curtis. You have to OTK after Curtis. Which yes, it's slower, but with the nerfs, isn't everything else gonna be slower as well? Right? We've nerfed cards, so the meta slows down. So then, if the combo's slower, that's fine, because it's adjusting to the metagame, right? Like, oh my god. Sorry, I've just been sitting here, and Don, you really, like, you made me burst. I don't normally get like this on shows. Like, holy crap. Ah, god. Hold on, I just have to do something real quick.
All right. Okay. Hold on.
Alright, but yeah. I think this deck is staying.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. Did you just point yourself up after Ron pointed both of them down?
Is this the Diamond Gambit?
Oh, okay. All right. So, leaving face of trade, we have a tie between Diamond and Donde, who both conveniently gave themselves a point with some THL channel points. So congratulations, you two, for giving yourselves points there. I don't have a tiebreaker question. Yep, Donde put it himself up. I don't have a tiebreaker question made, so you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do this. All right. Diamonds, give me a number between 1 and 100. We're going El Clasico right now. Did you say 22? Donde.
Is this Price is Right rules?
No, this is closest.
And he said what number?
22.
23.
All right.
Evil.
Let me see that. It's 12.
Oh! Get wrecked on there.
That's not.
Wow, the odds were not in your favor, don't they?
To a quite favorable coin flip, like Hearthstone is.
Holy shit.
If you'd like to go back and watch my first appearance in the Battleground series, you will notice similar percentages did not go my way. So this is just very on brand for me.
You made the smart play.
30k points to orchestrate exactly this way.
Yeah, you made the smart play, Donde. You made the smart play. All right. Well, Ron, Diamonds, I am resetting the points back to 0. We have 2 final questions. Head to head. Let's call it a duel. And we are going to start off. We have both 2 THL questions we're going to talk about in our duel round tonight. I'll let you know at the start here. I feel like this is a similar topic as brought up on Saloon at the beginning of each season. I think it's just become tradition now, since they have a team in every single series every season, and that's F2L. So we're going to start off talking some F2L chat, and then we're going to talk some wilds. We're going to take us home with some wild chat. So Ron was ahead. I'll let Ron go first for... no, screw it. Ron's going first, and then Diamond will go second for round 1, and then for round 2... we will let Diamond go first, and Ron will go second for that. So, Ron, let's talk duel. Which F2L team has the best chance of winning this season?
Easily F2L Viridian and Wild, because they're the only F2L team that actually wins anymore. Once Pro got competitive, F2L was out the window in Pro. And F2L in Wild EU has no chance, because I guess their players don't have real EU collection or something. But they're starting off in week 1, and I'm going to overreact to that. In Hero and in Legacy, there's too many good teams, and in Pro or in Wild, they're the defending champs that went completely undefeated, and they're starting off well again this season. So, yeah, F2L Viridian, solid chance to win the title. Every other F2L iteration, maybe they'll make playoffs if they're lucky.
Diamond.
Mako, I love you as a host, But come on, man, please.
What? What's wrong?
Okay, let's break down F2L in every series. Legacy, they did make the finals 2 seasons ago when Foolish Madman won. I might be wrong, but that team, except Legacy's 24 teams, the odds are so low. Hero team, I mean, hypothetically, Itachi could be a 4 seed. That could be good, but it's also stacked hero. Like, how are they? That's also kind of hard to call. Pro series. F2L 1-win pro was, I'll call it Legacy Plus. And now we have literal GMs. So I don't think that they're winning that series anytime soon unless they start getting their own pros. I mean, hey, they had Eddie. They could bring Eddie back, maybe. I don't know. Then we have Wild NA series, which is the series they've won the most recently. So, I mean, that's it. I'm kind of pissed that Ron got to go first for this one because it's probably the easiest question on Saloon ever. But yeah, I guess why they will win. I mean, the only thing is, like, if everyone's winner wins this season, then you could say Hero has a better chance because everyone's a winner's like they've been swapping back and forth. So that's my answer. F12 Hero will win. We might not get at Diamond Verge because everyone's a winner's winning this season in Wild because they've been going back and forth. I don't know. That's my answer.
All right. You could have just agreed with him and brought up better points, but it's okay. You're new. You're new to the show. It's fine. We'll excuse your amateurness. All right. Final question of the night. Let's get to Wild. Let's get wild, if you will. We have started off our very first EU series, and that is with Wild EU. So I thought it would be fun, and I told them, they get topics ahead of time, and this was one of them. So I'm hoping that they've prepared here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go debate style, and I'm going to assign Diamond and Ron either NA or EU, and I want them to defend why that region is the better region of THL. So hopefully they've prepared, they looked at the teams, and they've looked at the players in both Wild series, so they are prepared to defend their region to the grave. And we're going to start off with Diamond here. Diamond, welcome to Wild NA. You are assigned NA, and Ron, you are assigned EU. So, Diamond, tell us why NA is better than EU and Wild and THL.
Well, simple. We're in THL. Who's had the time to play in THL? The NA Wild players. They've had their series go through. And also, there's more teams. It's more competitive as well. I mean, I will say the EU players may have a couple studs, and they actually have EU collections, such as Lasagna. But I'd say you also just have the people who play on NA on EU accounts. So doesn't that mean just THL NAs just having fun in EU series?
All right.
So and then also they've just played more, and I think they're on average in the THL NA Wild series they have more leaderboard players than the EU players. Because I looked at the stats on Donkey.
As you should. All right. Ron, what are your thoughts on those EU studs?
Somebody didn't do their homework and was hoping that he was going to get asked NA instead of EU. Because I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about Wild EU at all, to be honest with you. I barely know anything about Wild NA. I know like a little bit of enough to get by, but I think Bad Tech Cards looks pretty good because they got 19 points. Maybe they could go toe to toe with some Wild NA teams, but yeah, congrats.
All right. Ron's been muted because he didn't do his damn homework. You have one job. It's to look at these topics. And if you see something you don't know anything about, that's when you do your little research, right? Gosh. Okay. Ron, most consistent person in the finals to lose. Diamond, with his first ever win, I think. He's not going to hop on chat there? Yes. Yeah. Justin, about to be banned from chat for, I think, the second time by me. So we'll see how that goes. Talk shit on my questions. You're out of here, bud. Diamonds, congratulations. Would you like to say anything to your lovely followers who have been giving you points all night?
Shout out to the homies. You know who you are. Anyone who's on my team or has been my team in the past in the chat. Donkey with the boxing wizard emote. I know Mick called me cute earlier. Ted voted down Ron. You know, big help. And I think that's kind of it. I want to shout out my Twitter because I want more followers than G Kicks University esports team. So I'm gonna do that.
All right. I mean, if you're gonna do it, then do it. Oh, you're just gonna link it in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also, Ron, I got my revenge from last season because I remember last season I had nothing to say and you just stomped me. So it's a fitting end that we had. And I've also had my curve. I went from dead last to finals to now I've won, and I don't think I can go any further than this. I don't know what's next unless I take over the show. So we'll see next.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes in 2 weeks when Diamond comes back to defend his crown. I just got to figure out what that crown's gonna look like because I need a new one for season 3. We know who won't be on the show, and that's Justin because he's being a little prick in chat. So, just kidding.
3 diamond cards, Mongo.
Yeah. Oh, I could. No, I don't think there's a diamond Hearthstone crown. And it's not just your crown; it's the crown for everybody in this season. So yeah, don't get too full of yourself there. Let's see. We have shows tomorrow and Wednesday, being Hearth Center and Tavern Talk, and then we have our match shows. We've upped our game in the match shows. You now have player cams, so get excited. You can actually see people's faces. So maybe you'll get some quality content during some of these match streams now. We'll see how that goes. We will be back in 2 weeks because next week we will have a Maniac Mondays tournament. So Desharmo will get that ball rolling. He'll get those announcements out. Not sure what he has planned for the first one. I'm not sure Desharmo knows what he has planned for the first one yet. So we'll figure that out and get that posted so you can be on the lookout for that. We also have on the merch store, we have championship merch from all of our winners from last season in Legacy, Hero, Pro, and Wild. So if you would like to go check out some of our winners from last season, including fan favorite Shed Ape. There's a Shed Ape t-shirt on the store. These are only available for I guess 2 more weeks because they come off the store on September 1st automatically. It's not going to be me forgetting. They automatically come off on the 1st of September. So if you're wanting to buy any of those 4, I would get them within the next 2 weeks before they're gone. All right. Anyone have anything else before we sign off? Ron, you're unmuted? No? Good? Okay. You say something so I don't look like a fucking idiot.
Sorry, EU. My bad.
You will remember this, Ron.
Yeah, this would have been the perfect...
Out here making enemies.
I should have saved that question for when Marty was on. I didn't really think about that, to be honest.
I'm ready for the EU Wild Series winners to just remind you of this when
Yeah.
you get them on the show for our center.
Oh,
Clip
yeah,
it.
for sure.
Clip it.
Clip it and
All
shit.
right. Donate anything you want to talk about content-wise before I click in stream? You're muted. Smooth. Content head, by the way. Still muted. Content head, by the way. Can't run a mic. Okay. He's just gonna let it go. All right. Well, thanks for coming. See you in 2 weeks. Wave bye.
I want to.
Wave
I
bye,
wanted to say
Donde.
that Diamond's birthday is this week. Wish him a happy birthday.
Will
on
do.
Sunday.
Donde, wave bye. Wave bye.
I
All
would
right.
pay-
Diamond, wave bye. Good. Awesome.